May 19th, 1536, just after dawn. The Tower of London is so quiet you can hear your own heartbeat. A French swordsman stands ready. A crowd trembles, and walking toward her own death is Anne Boleyn, the woman for whom Henry VIII changed the fate of Europe. The woman he ripped England out of the Catholic world for. The woman who became queen because he couldn't live without her, and died because he no longer wanted her. A love story that shook a continent. A downfall built on whispers, ambition, and fear. And the question we keep coming back to, how does a woman rise so high only to fall so violently? Do you think that just because you can't have a son, you have to die? Or is there something deeper? Let's see.
Please, Anne, just one more chance.
Get away from me, you great oaf!
Whoa!
Anne Boleyn didn't fit the Tudor template. She wasn't blonde, soft, or obedient like the English favourites. She was French-trained, sharp, flirtatious, witty, politically literate. She knew how to charm with her eyes, but also how to destroy a conversation with one sentence. And Henry VIII? He was used to women who bowed. Anne didn't bow. She turned him down gracefully, then bluntly, then savagely. And that's exactly when he fell hardest. Tudor men weren't used to resistance, especially from a woman with no title. The more she refused, the more Henry's obsession rewired into something unstoppable. And here's a fun question. Have you ever seen someone fall for the challenge, not the person? Yeah. Henry was that guy.
You know what's wild? Anne didn't even commit a crime. Just existing differently was enough to shake the entire royal court. Honestly, imagine being hated just because you weren't what people expected. You think you'd survive that?
Marry me, Henry! Get a divorce now!
I decree you may only have one wife. One wife.
Fine. I'll make my own church.
Hooray! Long live Queen Anne! Did you see the crown? A bit much, isn't it? It's gonna fall!
Henry was married to Catherine of Aragon, a Spanish princess, royal blood, beloved by the people. But Anne made him want something new, a fresh start, a new dynasty, a second chance. Henry believed God wanted him to divorce. The Pope said absolutely not. So Henry did something no one saw coming. He broke England away from Rome. He created his own church, the Church of England. He crowned himself supreme head, and he married Anne. This wasn't romance. This was nuclear. Europe was horrified. England was split in half, and Anne became the perfect scapegoat. Rumour weapon number one, Anne is a witch. Why? She had dark hair, dark eyes, and a tiny birthmark on her hand. Boom. Witchcraft. Rumour weapon number two, she bewitched the king. Because in the Tudor mind, no woman could seduce a king unless she had dark forces. Real talk. Sometimes people villainize what they can't understand. Anne gives birth. A girl. Elizabeth. Henry forces a smile, but disappointment poisons the air. Anne miscarries again. And again. Every miscarriage becomes fuel for a new rumour. You see? Witchcraft. She's cursed. She's not meant to be queen. Meanwhile, political enemies circle her like sharks. Thomas Cromwell, Henry's right hand, sees Anne as a threat to his influence. Foreign ambassadors call her the concubine. The people whisper. The church spreads propaganda. Anne isn't just a queen now, she's a problem. And in Tudor England, problems get removed.
Tell me, Master Smeaton, where is the Queen?
I don't know. I swear I don't know.
Honestly, at this point, it looked like Anne was living inside one long scandal. But you gotta ask, was she really that reckless? Or was she basically the victim of a political hit job? What do you think?
Enter Jane Seymour, soft, quiet, trained to please, Catherine 2.0 but with timing that could kill. Henry starts spending time with her. The court notices. Anne notices. She panics, publicly, emotionally, loudly. Bad move. In the Tudor court, emotion equals weakness. Weakness equals opportunity. Cromwell makes his move. He gathers evidence, he interrogates musicians, he threatens courtiers, he manipulates dates, conversations, gestures. And the most damning detail, Mark Smeaton, the court musician, confesses to adultery after questioning. Historians believe he was tortured. One confession, one terrified man, one manipulated story, and Anne's fate is sealed.
And furthermore, as this exceedingly long scroll clearly proves, you are guilty of treason, witchcraft, and possessing too many chickens.
The trial is a circus. All-male jury, hand-picked, biased, paid off. Charges that make no sense. Adultery with 5 men. Carrying on incest with her brother George. Plotting to kill the king. Evidence, 0. Logic, 0. Outcome, guaranteed. Anne defends herself brilliantly, so brilliantly that some said the jury almost wavered. But Cromwell couldn't risk almost. Not when Henry had already moved on emotionally. Anne is declared guilty. Her brother George too. Her supposed lovers too. 6 people destroyed because one woman wouldn't bow.
You ever notice how women back then were labeled dangerous just for being smart? Anne was bold, loud, opinionated, and that scared powerful men more than anything. Can you imagine fighting a system like that?
Henry orders a French swordsman, the fastest, cleanest execution method. People say this was a mercy. Maybe. Or maybe Henry just wanted everything to look neat. Anne prays the night before. She forgives everyone. She protects Elizabeth's future with her last words. When dawn comes, she dresses in crimson red and ermine. She walks with perfect posture. She smiles at the crowd. She kneels upright. The swordsman raises his blade. One swift stroke. A continent falls silent.
It's easy to judge Henry now, but back then, one bad choice could tear down the entire kingdom.
Ten days after Anne's execution, Henry marries Jane Seymour. 10 days. Anne's name is erased, her memory buried, her portraits removed, her supporters silenced. But history has its favourite plot twist. The daughter Henry, almost disowned, Elizabeth, grows up to become one of the greatest monarchs of all time. Elizabeth I, the queen who forged the golden age of England. A brilliant queen born of a failed one. Anne became a martyr, a feminist icon before feminism. The woman who played a dangerous game and reshaped a kingdom. So here's your final question. Was Anne Boleyn a villain, a victim, a political genius, or just a woman ahead of her time, destroyed by men who feared her power? What do you think? Tell me. What's your verdict?